In this video, I want to show how to compute net debt using XYZ company's financial statement. In order to compute net debt, we must know total debt. What is total debt? So I think you guys know that, right? Total debt refers to what the company owes to its creditor, and it is usually the sum of the long-term debt and the short-term debt. And to be more specific, the total debt is the sum of long-term debt and leases, short-term debt, and the current portion of the long-term debt. So that's what gives us the total debt. Once you know the total debt, then you can compute net debt as this. Net debt is always equals to the total debt minus cash and marketable securities, or we can also say that total debt minus cash and cash equivalents. Next, I want to compute net debt for XYZ company. In order to compute net debt, we must locate cash and cash equivalent, current debt, and long-term debt. All of these items can be found in the balance sheet, right? So usually the cash and cash equivalent is on the top. So right here I have, and we have the current debt and the long-term leases on the liability side of the balance sheet, right? So the current debt is right here and long-term debt and leases is here. I have copied this information for year 5, and the numbers given in the company's financial statement are in thousand. Therefore, the cash and short-term investment in year 5 is 4.82 billion. Current debt is 6.489 billion, and long-term debt and leases is 103.705 billion. Now you can compute total debt as the sum of current debt and long-term debt and leases. So 6.489 is the current debt and 103.705 is the long-term debt and leases. If you add these two, you get 110.194 billion, and that is the total debt for year 5. Now, net debt can simply be computed as total debt minus cash and short-term investment. So the total debt here is 110.194 billion, and you have 4.82 billion cash and short-term investment. So if you subtract this 4.820 billion cash and short-term investment from total debt, you get 105.374 billion, that is net debt. I want to state one information here, that is, sometimes you might get net debt negative. So when does this happen? So if the cash and short-term investment is more than total debt, right? So cash and short-term investment is more than total debt. In that case, your debt could be negative, and it is very common. Many companies might have negative net debt, and if you get negative net debt, and if you are computing weighted average cost of capital, or if you are using this net debt to compute enterprise value, then don't adjust anything, just use that negative value, you should be fine. Thank you.